Welcome back to another video. Oh, hello. What the hell is that? Sorry. Welcome back to another video. Today's video slash a little bit of update video. So, first and foremost, let's start with the first thing to take note. So, as you guys know, or as you guys probably guessed, we have the first ever trailer for the Fractured event. So, first and foremost, you may notice I'm gonna play the trailer, and then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take a close look. Now, this is really interesting. This has to also do with the Chapter 2 map also, because as you know, both Chapter 2 and Chapter 3 are both twins. Artemis and Apollo are both twins. They are what's called the two twins. Basically, if you guys let me just we're gonna dive in, and I want you guys to watch this trailer. I'm gonna go put it on full screen. I want you to watch this trailer. I know it's not that HD because of Twitter is so bad, but let's. So right now, this is the paradise. I mean, not paradise. This is surviving season right now, right? All the people are kind of just going around, you know, just having fun time, vibing around, right? We got the cool thing, right? Remember this? Okay, watch. It says paradise. Now I'm gonna read the description before we play this. Nothing lasts forever. As you guys know, as you know that nothing itself will last forever. So that's a really good question. All right, let's play this trailer. I want you guys react to it with me, and we're gonna take a look at yeah. Let's begin. Alright, now let's quickly dive in what exactly happened. So we have paradise, right? What happens is when you hear it very closely, if you hear it very closely, you can hear the 0 point like boom, boom, like the 0 point is cracking open. It's cracking. So something is basically breaking the 0 point apart, basically. So if we take a look one more time, I'm gonna play it one more time, and we're gonna see what it looks like. All right, one more time. All right, we're gonna pause right here. So you guys remember this trailer right here? This is from Chapter 2, Season 1. Chapter 2, Season 1. Well, not the best season, but it was a great season because they had a great. It was an okay season. It was not great, but it was just way too long. Man, I keep talking about season 11 all the time. I remember. But if you can hear closely, if you guys can hear, the 0 point itself is breaking. Every time a slash, like something slashing, right? It almost like. When you hear it, it kind of sounds like almost like an organ just breaking it down, like an organ. You know how you see if you listen closely, right? If you listen very closely, right, you can hear kids laughing. You know, you can hear. Let me show you one more time. You can hear the organ just like breaking down, like dun, dun, dun. You know, or like this kind of reminds me of how if you guys remember, if you guys watched the King the Conqueror trailer, they always use an organ as an example. What it's almost like a broken organ breaking down, like it's being crushed by its own force, by the Herald. And now let's take a look. We're gonna go back, right, all the way back. You can see all the cracks are fracturing the fraction reality itself. You can see some of the skins we saw. If you can look at the background, that looks like almost that's Journey, I think. I'm not sure. That might be someone else. That looks like Journey, but you can see like reality itself is breaking apart. She's like the bullseye skin is like all scared and such forth. She's like what's going on? Like she's like her face is like freaking out. I'm not sure if that's a Journey skin, a Journey or a Hazard. That might be the one of the starter pack skins. I'm not sure, but if you take a closer look, right, this looks like a very interesting design. It almost looks like, oh, and there we go. See, if you take a look right there, that's another chapter 2. There's another chapter 2 skin. If you remember back in this is what's that guy, Turk, right? If you remember Turk, he was always talking about the aliens and things like that. Remember him? Then we got Doggo. I'm not sure if that might be Penny over there. But you can see like they're trying to something's going on. Oh, and there's Master Chief. I think that's Stoneheart, and there's the guy with the weird banana dude, not the banana dude. The weird guy with the sombrero, whatever his name is, the blue, weird Hawaiian dude, right? You guys remember him? And then we got Bullseye, we got Doggo, we got Zarya, and we got some other skins over there. We got the I can't remember, the Russian girl that looks like a Russian person. That reminds me of Zarya from Overwatch for some reason. And then we got a couple. Then we got Rocks right there. I can see a couple skins there, and you can see what happens if you can see that. Like this looks like a very like weird, almost like it almost looks like a kind of like almost like a what type of like place is this? This is not on the Fortnite. This is not on the Fortnite map. Like it literally looks like. It looks like a totally different reality, entirely. I mean, look. I mean, you can see this is like what is this reality? It almost looks like. It almost kind of looks like we're kind of traveling through other realities, and where things would change over time. So, for example, like this looks like a giant bone, like some kind of bone. Like it almost looks like a giant dragon / bone area. There's like smoke. It's like a lot of things. I don't know what the hell, bro. And we just like we could see them closer. Then we got Tomato Head, Gut Bomb. Tomato Head and probably Gut Bomb too. And then we also see this girl, the one of the part of the. And you can see the Herald right here. Kind of looks like she's kind of like in the center of the Chrome Tornado. She kind of looks like some kind of like god almost, like controlling the weather basically. And it looks like we're in some kind of like I don't know what I think we just like I don't know, like this is Epic's like doing. You can see tornadoes like it almost looks like Hurricane Valley in places like Austin and other places with all those hurricanes everywhere. But yeah, you can see like all the different hurricanes everywhere. Like there's like a tornado over there. There's like tornadoes over here. There's like the Herald just sitting there. You got all the characters just fighting off the Herald, trying to shoot her down, but it keeps like the wind is way too strong, right? We're trying to defend ourselves from the we also see Doggo trying to look at like seeing that I imagine this is what they're looking at from all this tornado. This is I think all those like those teasers are from the tornado that the Herald's in. I believe that the teaser videos that we watched is that the Herald is in I guess you can call it tornado, going around the map, destroying everything, and basically, and then finally destroying the 0 point itself. So that's why we always, maybe that's why they're looking at the and maybe we can hear the herald's voice, and while she's speaking, when we heard her in the, maybe she's speaking to the to us, saying, speaking in a meditation voice, reality is about to end. You can see like the almost like she's just spinning across, and it looks like she's standing on something. I don't know what she's standing on, but you can see, like, we're gonna zoom out here. We can see the chrome is slow. It looks like the island is definitely fractured. Definitely fractured. You can see a piece of the chrome kind of like fractured around. You can see the, like, just the tornado just now let's go back in a few minutes. Let's go here. We got the paradise quest, going around, reviving time, right? Then it starts slashing. You can hear the organ kind of playing. I'm not gonna play it too much, but you can see the Bloom Watcher kind of flashing before our eyes. Then we quickly snap back to chapter 2, chapter 2 trailer, right? Everything is going backwards for some reason. Everything's going like crazy. Then we go back to where the footstep right there, and it's just like, oh my god, there's a lot of details in this trailer right here. Then another slash, and we got the paradise, again, the paradise again, and then we got another flash, and then we go ahead and we move on to the next, and then we get another slash. This looks like that looks like Jonesy falling from the not the reality, falling from the what's that thing called again? Falling from the IO base where he falls down. And if you remember that, where we had in chapter 2, season 5, there's a lot of chapter 2 references here and too, right? He's falling in, then a huge ball of energy, just like you can see a fractured 0 point. It's basically, and then quickly snap to where we see right now, and basically I think we're jumping through multiple past timelines, past almost like future, like we're going back in time and then forward in time, back in time, forward in time, back in time, forward in time, between chapter 2 and chapter 3. And then you can see all the chrome is kind of like spreading across the island. It's starting to break, and then of course another slash. Then we get snapped back to we go from black screen, and then we go ahead and just like. Then we get ready for another fight. We get ready for the Herald. The Herald's showing herself, ready, and then she's like, there's like these tornadoes everywhere. It kind of reminds me of those whirlwind, like those a spouse from spouses that you get, like World Spouse, where you get the right, and then everyone's like trying to shoot out the chrome, but she's way too powerful. They keep I think we had a shotgun, right? It looks like another character. I don't know who that is. Then we got they're just shooting, like they're blasting out. They're trying to. We also see Master Key up there. Also, it looks like some kind of base area. I don't know. It looks kind of like the Devour area, but it's very big. We've got rockets spreading all over the thing. Then we go straight. We keep going. Reality is literally breaking apart. You can see everything is almost looks like almost a glass, like a glass, when you see it, when glass breaks, it normally fractures. This is what happens when you, and then we slowly cut, a rocket comes in, and then we just keep going and going and going, and then we cut straight into the where everyone's looking up and who's seeing the Herald. We can't defeat her and such forth, and then reality starts breaking down and starts shaking, and boom, and there we go, the fracture event. Of course, that's basically I'm explaining what's happening, but I think I explained too much, but I'll get a little bit further details, smaller details. I'm gonna watch this trailer one more time before we end the video, so if you guys want to listen to it, that's great, but I'm basically gonna explain. So first, let's start with so we got the paradise, right? You can hear the organs kind of playing in the background, right? And you can see the eyes kind of breaking down. An organ just... Yeah, and that's what happens. It sounds like an organ actually is like... You know how like when you hear an organ just kind of breaks apart? Right? That's what it sounds like. An organ breaking apart. I like the... That's a really nice... It kind of sounds like a reference to a reference to the King the Conqueror. Well, I guess you can call it like King, but I guess it's not really a reference. But because in the trailer they also use an organ. Also, in the trailer, if you watch King the Conqueror, the Ant-Man and the Quantumania, sorry, Ant-Man and the Quantumania, they also use an organ. Also, so it seems kind of interesting how they also use an organ in that in the Fractured event. We could possibly see Kane conquer in sometime in the near future, maybe. But of course, this is very, very big. Okay, Rally is fracturing. I imagine we'll have to fight against the Herald. We're trying to defend ourselves. And then once reality breaks down, we're in space, wondering what's going to happen. I imagine the whole paradigm is probably going to come in, save us, or something like that. But who knows? It's just like this whole like section kind of reminds me of the like, I don't know why, but this kind of feels very similar to how we had in chapter 2, season 8. If you remember those type of days, I think what we're gonna see is that we're gonna be facing bigger and bigger threats, like what the Foundation mentioned, how like people like the Last Reality and IO, like we managed to defeat the Last Reality, right? But it's just like there will be a time where we have to defend ourselves or find a way to increase our strength and ability to defend the 0 point or slash reality 0 in the near future, because we can't rely on the 0 point to defend itself. We have to we have to find a way to actually build a way to help us build a new society where we have to work together in order to defeat like these entities like the Herald and the Last Reality. Sorry. I imagine we'll probably get some. Maybe we'll be able to use. I'm thinking like we need something like something that would help us. Basically, like maybe some kind of like device or something like that, right? But not like, I don't know, but we'll see. Anyways, maybe some kind of powers or something like where we have to have, there has to be a way to defeat like these type of people. But as you guys know, there's a lot of details in this trailer. But I'll definitely keep an eye on this when Fortnite released the final teaser for. I think this is gonna be the final teaser for the Fractured event, but this is not the Chapter 4 teaser. This is more for the Chapter 3. Chapter 3 final event. So keep this in mind, that reality itself is almost like glass. Like like if you think of a glass, right? And you drop it, it's all fractured. It's all gone, right? So what do you do with that glass? Well, what you do is reforge the glass. That was the one that's broken. That's what happens, right? If a sword breaks, you just use those pieces to build a new sword, and use other for example, use those pieces to rebuild the sword, but also maybe make it even better by adding more stuff to the thing. So, for example, maybe like what maybe we'll be able to go to these other realities that Donald Mustard mentioned. That he keeps changing his location. We'll be able to go to these other realities and explore these other realities, and then find a way to gather the pieces. Maybe rebuild the new island. Right? We gather all the pieces. We build together, and then we get new islands. We get new islands or something like that. It may be even better than both Chapter 3 and Chapter 2. So I imagine we'll have to gather pieces from the other realities in order to rebuild it. But yeah, and then of course some people had gimmicks about like, oh, what if we get Chapter 2, like Chapter 3 and all that kind of stuff. Personally, like Chapter 2, I don't know. I'm thinking like it might be from other realities entirely different from the Fortnite universe. I imagine we'll be able to go to these other realities to explore and to finally find out, more of and then gather the pieces and bring them back to the reality 0 or something like that. Who knows? But I'm speculating that we'll have to try to defeat the Herald, and I'll try to do something. Anyways, I hope you guys do enjoy. Leave a like, subscribe new, and of course, of course, okay, so actually, we got some information. It seems like we got some information. So, I actually found out this, I thought it was like some new reality, but it seems like we're going to be traveling to the reality tree, keep messing up, reality tree, as our main base of operation. So I imagine that's what's going to happen. Of course, some of these leakers found out some really cool. There's a couple of things to take note. Some people there were a few people that said that this might be a relation to Chapter 4, such forth. I'm not sure this is Chapter 4 itself. I think this is just a cinematic short for chapter for the live event. I feel kind of Hypex. That is not right. That's the cinematic for the fracture event. We'll get another cinematic for the chapter 4 stuff. Definitely not this. This is for the fracture event. But yeah, so it says fractured, right? You can see all the fracture right there. Of course, fractured, more fractures, and then you can see the islands kind of breaking down, as I mentioned. And then of course, Fortori right here, great guy, said that our main base of operation will be at the reality tree. And that's what I think. What that's gonna happen is that we're gonna be kind of going to the reality tree, build our base up there, and try to defeat the Herald. We'll use the reality tree as our the weapon of the way to help destroy the Herald. So the Herald's probably like, you try to take my home. Well, you're gonna be dead soon. But yeah, it's really interesting. I love the cinematic is definitely really cool, of course. But yeah, this is definitely not chapter 4. Of course, as you guys know, that mentioned that this is the fractured final chapter of final season for chapter 3, and a lot of people thought that was going to be chapter 3 season 5, but many people already know that it's going to be chapter 4. So the guys who said Chapter 3, Season 5, L's, take L's. But we're not gonna put like losers on them. But they just didn't. They just. It's just that some people thought that this chapter was so short. It didn't really have too much on it. It didn't really like. I'm not gonna say it was a bad chapter. It's just that it was kind of didn't have a lot. It didn't have a lot of like a lot of good like there was a lot of good memories of the chapter itself, but there was a lot of things to take in for chapter 4 itself. So we'll see what chapter 4 is going to be like. Of course, I will end this video right now. It's right now. It is. I guess you can say it is around 9:33. 2 more days left until well, actually 3 more days left until chapter chapter 4. And yeah, expect the fracture event to be a very, very big event. I imagine we'll have to fight off against hordes of like, just like how we did in the chapter 2 season 8, or some sort of like way we have to do something. I don't know what's gonna be like. But some people are saying, but they just redid it again, right, in chapter 2. I don't think they'll just. I think this whole fracture thing is gonna be really interesting. I don't think it's not. It's not technically a. I wouldn't say it's technically a social event. It's more like an actual live event. Instead, there will be some times when we have to socialize. But I imagine we'll have to fight against hordes of monsters and other things. It's just surprising when I looked at the fractured event. I see a lot more players on there, so I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe there'll be a cinematic short right between the events, or we have to similar to the I guess similar to the chapter 2 season 8 event. So we'll see. Of course, anything can happen. But yeah, I hope you guys do enjoy. Leave a like, subscribe new, and of course, I'll catch you all later. Goodbye.